The history of the magical girl genre is quite challenging, as it isn't very well documented and it tends to be quite problematic. There are some parts where you can actually get like your resources, you can read it, but starting from step 1, we're not in for a good time. To begin, we will start with the two pioneering series, but unfortunately, we will mainly be relying on the fandom and the fandom wikis because while bits and pieces do exist for me to be able to read, there a lot of it's in Japanese. A lot of the manga for Ako-chan's Got a Secret isn't like translated, and the bits that I found on archive.net, a good chunk of the files weren't loading. There were a lot of problems with it. So for part 1 of the history of of magical girls, we will unfortunately be relying on the fandom and like the few bits that I could manage to read. Ako-chan's Got a Secret is considered to be the first ever magical girl manga, and it's pretty basic. It's the focus character Ako has a magical compact, which is like a mini mirror, which allows her to transform into other people. Although according to the wiki, it also lets her turn into items as well. That's not something I saw. And she kind of takes note and interferes in other people's events. I say interfere, but she tries to help out. A lot of the plot is like Arco gets involved somehow, so one of the characters will go through something, she'll get involved, she'll transform into that character, she'll then lose the compact, and then there'll be like a, oh, well, what's going on? Then she'll turn back to normal, and she'll have some insight and try and help out in any way. It's not a magical girl series in the traditional sense. In the way that we understand it now, it's a comedy. It was shoujo. It was for girls, and it's not stand out. It did have two anime adaptations, although neither are very faithful to the manga, according to the wiki. So, what you'll note for a lot of these earlier series is that they were animated by Toei, and we'll get into this, but unfaithfulness in a magical girl series is going to be a very common theme. Anyway, this ends the first part. Ako-chan's Got a Secret. It was very simplistic. There wasn't a whole lot for me to go over. It was slice of life. It was very A, B, C. Thing happens. Arco gets involved. Arco becomes other person. Arco solves the problem or makes the problem worse, ironically enough, but that wasn't addressed in the few chapters I could read. Anyway, we'll get on to part 2 in just a second. Sally the Witch is the second series, and unlike Ako-chan's Got a Secret, I have literally nothing. I couldn't find like images of the manga. I could find like bits and pieces of the anime, but it wasn't enough for me to like go off of. So I'm unlike the first one where I could do bits and pieces. I'm pretty much just reading the wiki with no outside influence. So it is the first magical girl anime and is considered to be the second manga. And it was like black and white when it was first made, although it was then re released in color later on because it was fairly popular. Um, it introduced the main like bits of Magical Girl the magical girl genre. The heroine must keep the secret of her magic. If it's revealed, she'll be punished. When the heroine uses her magic, she needs a magical phrase. A magical servant will follow the heroine around, and there'll be two sub heroines, which is still a theme that we see in modern genres, like modern adaptations of the magical girl genre. The story, according to the wiki, is that Sally is the princess of Witchworld and longs to visit the mortal realm. Uh, she teleports to the mid world, okay, where she uses her magic to fend off a couple of burglars menacing two schoolgirls who she immediately befriends. Sally decides to stay on indefinitely, leading to various kinds of shoujo mischief in tradition at the time. Sally tries to keep her ability secret, assuming the role of a human child. And in the final episode, apparently she returns to the Kingdom. Yeah, I really wish I had more to say about this, but like I've got nothing. I couldn't find anything. I could find bits and pieces. I found the anime opening, but like I could find clips, but not enough for me to form my own opinion. And it's a lot of it was in Japanese. I know a little bit of Japanese, but not enough to watch an old series and go, yeah, this is what's going on. Uh, I'm sorry that the start of this series that I'm working on, the History of Magical Girls, has to end on such a disappointing note. I'm actually not like happy with the way this is going. Like this first episode is going. I can do the rest of the episodes fairly fine. There'll be like one or two difficult episodes, but like for the most part, I actually can do stuff. But for this first part, given the age of the shows and the unfortunate fact that a lot of Magical Girl series don't didn't get treated well by history. A lot of them were kind of set aside. We never got the manga for a lot of the stuff originally, and like I'm gonna put a spoiler out here. In the Western world, we didn't even get an adaptation of Sailor Moon until like 2012, I think it was, which is quite problematic considering that the anime came out in like the 80s, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, bad start. I'm hoping the rest of the series should be better. And I hate that episode 1 has to like end like this. 10 minutes, like two fucking JPEGs. I wish I could do more theoretically, but then if I would spend too much time trying to fix stuff that I can't really control, then I'd never get anywhere. Alright, we already have problems. I know the microphone isn't the best. I had to go grab one of my older ones, which is kind of busted because I can't replace it right now. But anyway, that's enough negativity. I'm looking forward to doing the next one. The next one will be another kind of two-parter one, although not really. I'll get into it in the next episode. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you all having a good day. Have a very good year, because it is the 1st of January. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye bye.